Hello everybody, this is Mike at webmasterlessons.com, and today I will be showing you how to create a basic website, a website the right way if you want to consider it. And this tutorial will be in numerous parts. Okay, first and foremost, one thing I would like to get into is the type of markup languages there are in the World Wide Web. First and foremost, as well, there is plenty of programs out there. They're basically programs to make websites. I would put in more technical terms, but I want to keep it in the most simplest terms as possible. And excuse me if I stutter throughout this video because that's just my personality. Well, anyway, so first thing first, usually what people do when they create a website is nowadays on the World Wide Web there is ways of making pages dynamic, meaning that you just make a template, and when you make a template, you just render it out as a dynamic template. So usually, what those templates consist of when they are rendered out to, let's say, a dynamic PHP website is HTML codes. Um, PHP, Code Fusion, and ASP are just about competitors. XML makes magic to me, as well as JavaScript. CSS, and by the way, I'm saying this stuff, but go to webmasterlessons.com to learn about these specifics. Okay, CSS is cascading style sheets. By the way, XML is extensive markup language. It's used within Flash. You can use it. You can actually make some really awesome things if you understand XML. So what I'm gonna be talking about today is making a website using HTML. Okay, so since I'm using Dreamweaver, that's my editor of choice when creating websites and coding web applications. Um, well, basically, Dreamweaver, they already have everything by default. And what I mean by that is you can see that when I created HTML document, they already have the HTML tags by default. What this is considered, what I'm highlighting right here, is the HTML tag. This is for extensive markup language, this additional XML NS. You can find more information about that on w3.org. Usually you won't need that, but since that's by default and it's been used, you can actually just delete that. And this tag right here, the regular HTML tag, is how you start a website, right? This you don't even need, but you know what? It's for HTML. You can read all about that through w3.org. Okay? So after you got your first HTML tag, first and foremost you want to open your HTML tag, and then you want to put a closing HTML tag, right? Once you do that, you can, this is if you're going to code it, you can actually code in Notepad if you wanted to. If I wanted to, I could open up Notepad right now, and you know what? I will open up Notepad right now and show you. Okay, so this is standard Notepad. By the way, they got Notepad++, which is more for coding when it comes to like making PHP documents or HTML files. And when you this is basically the structure you have to understand when you're creating a website. You got to understand when you're making an HTML tag, you got to make an opening one and you got to make a closing one. So when you close the HTML tag, you closing the page. That would be the first of your page, right? So after that, you creating a head tag. So here's my head tag. What are you putting in that head tag? You're putting your title of your website into that head tag, right? When you put in that title into that, let's say for example, I'm gonna call this my cars, right? I close the title. You can add a CSS style sheet, but I'm not gonna get into that right now because There's no need to get into that. If you want to learn about cascading style sheets, I recommend that you go to webmasterlessons.com and read on the section where they have CSS videos or CSS lessons. Okay. Another thing that usually people put here is meta tags within the title. So it's always, I mean, within the head document. Within the head document, meta tag is basically a tag that you can read, like I said, more about this at webmasterlessons.com. Meta tags is basically they have meta tag keywords and meta tag title. Meta tag title. Let's say, for example, you're on google.com, and I'm going to show you an example. As you can see, when you put in a meta tag, right? This is my website, for example. The meta tag, the keywords is learn web site designs for free online, learn PHP, Flash, XML, HTML, and more, right? And then you see it says webmasterlessons.com, and it takes you to my website, which is still in development stage because it was a blog before and I got tired of it being a blog. So right now it's not a blog, it's a full affected website created in HTML, PHP, and Flash, and probably switching everything over to Cold Fusion markup. But anyway, back to Dreamweaver. No, let's go back to our notepad. So we're back in our notepad. So if I put meta tags in here, meta, basically, when you put your meta tag in here, this is how you would write your meta tag for, let's say, example, keywords. Keywords. Right? And then you write content equals, let's say, since what was this considered, this website? My cars, my cool cars. And then you close the meta tag. So when it spiders your website through Google, this meta tag will have the keywords of my cool cars. So if you had a website called your cool cars www.whatever.com, then it'll take you there. Okay, now we're gonna close the head tag since we're not gonna add anything in there. Okay, now you understand the basics of opening an HTML tag, closing HTML tag within the head tag, and closing that head tag. And the second part of this tutorial, we're gonna be talking about the body. Okay, so stay tuned. Thank you. Peace. Bye bye.